Good morning. It is Randy Byrd. Good morning. Good morning. And I am excited to bring you this training series through my coaching program, Birdhouse Development. But today we're going to be talking about geographic farming. And we're not talking about tomatoes and carrots and peas. We're talking about farming a specific area for real estate for new business. And being new to Oregon on the real estate side, I've done a lot of business in California, Northern California, but moving to Oregon and relaunching a team and having now a massive EXP exposure, I want to teach you guys how to launch a farm. And I'm going to do real world. We're going to put the proof to the pudding, so to speak. We're going to do a live test over the next 12 months with this. And we're going to show you postcards that we're sending. We're going to show you response rates. We're going to talk about all that stuff so you could follow with this. And really, I've been coaching this for years. So now I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I invested the money into this farm. We're doing 1,000 homes. We're going to talk about specifics, but we're proving it. We're going to show you exactly what the ROI is over the course of the next 12 months. We're starting from the beginning. We're going to take you into the farm and show you the area we're doing. We're going to talk about all the basics of it. We're going to go into the granular details and say, here's the messages we're getting from the sellers. Here's the response. Here's what we're doing. And we're going to follow the procedure that I know works. I've crushed it with clients in my Tom Ferry coaching days, launching farms for them. I know this works if you follow the math and the specifics, follow the science. I'm kidding. But let's look at this and I will take you through these steps. Okay. So number one, today on the opening day, we just launched the farm about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. It launched in February. I think February 7th was the very first card that went out. So we have a copy of that card. But I want to go over the basics of what you have to make sure that you follow and comply with in a farm to make it work. So number one, and probably the most important, is minimum of 500 homes. Okay, I have a lot of people that try to start at 200, 300 and all this because of budget. 500 homes minimum, because there's math involved in this equation. So number one, 500 homes minimum. Okay. Number two is you want to make sure you have a frequency of every other week. So bi-weekly communication with them. I'm doing a postcard like we talked about that goes out every 2 weeks for a year, but we could alternate. We could do a postcard in 2 weeks and then hand deliver something at the house in 2 weeks. We could door knock in 2 weeks. All that stuff would follow the cadence of every 2 weeks. Very important to follow that. So number one, 500 homes. Number two, every 2 weeks cadence. A lot of people start off with monthly. It's not enough. You're trying to build name recognition, brand recognition within these households that don't know you. And number three, could be probably the most important piece of this, is a minimum of a 6% turnover. So like if I use Geographic Farm, which I'm using GeoFarm, they're not paying me for this, they should. But if I'm using them, they actually do it for me. And I can see that my farm, we've chose of 1,000 houses with 7% turnover. That means 70 homes out of my farm will sell every single year. That's a good number. 6% minimum. You get 5.7 or 5.8%, you love the farm, go with it. But focus on a 6% minimum turnover in that farm of 500 homes or 1,000 homes or whatever. Title can do this for you as well. All right. So again, number one, 500 homes. Number two, bi-weekly, twice a month cadence. Number three, 6% turnover. Number four, minimum of a 12-month commitment. This is the most, this is the most missed part of this whole thing. They do all these things correct, and then in 3 or 4 months, they haven't got a single phone call and they quit. This farm takes time. Average is about 8 months in my experience from really traction, getting a lot of response from them. They've seen your thing now for 16 times basically. The consumer needs to have connectivity with you on a regular basis to build trust. Okay, this guy's a real businessman. It's a professional, glossy, full-size postcard. The messaging is all there. It takes 10, 12, 15 times of that before they start trusting you. They're going to throw it away in the beginning. They're going to start acknowledging that it's still coming. And then they're going to start giving you trust and giving you, the ability to earn their trust through this repetition. All right. So 12 months minimum. It may take you 14, 16 months to really have a solid ROI. But the goal is to double down on this system. So say you start with 500 homes, you finally get a listing, you get a sell, you make the money, you pay that farm off and put the money in the bank, and then keep it going. The next sell you get, you replicate to another farm. Now you're break even, and now you've got another 500 farms that you're starting, and then you can grow this. Daniel Byrd, I remember listening to him on an interview one time in San Diego. He's got 20,000 mailers a month he was sending out. And you're like, man, that's a mind-boggling number. But it starts with this. It starts at 500 or 1,000 homes. Now, for my module, I started with 1,000 homes, and it's about $1,500 a month. So 500 homes will cost you $996 with GeoFarm, and they do everything for you. You could do it yourself for about 50 cents per mailing if you design it on Vistaprint or something like that, and then you post them and you do bulk posting, and there's a lot of ways to save money. You could also do a mailing once a month and then hand walk the neighborhood once a month, or door knock, or put out flyers or something. But make sure you follow those systems. And for me, I just got a credit card and I just put it on there, and it just auto pays every month. I don't think about it. When you're writing checks for $1,000 or $1,500 a month, you'll want to quit when you're not getting any response. My first postcard went out the 7th of February of 2022. Zero response, zero clicks, zero people went to the website with 1,000 postcards delivered, right? So that could be a deterrent if you don't understand what to expect in the system. So set it and forget it. Focus on at least 500 homes. I did 1,000 because mathematically it's $996, I think, a month for 500 homes. So it runs about $2 per postcard. But if you go to 1,000, it drops it by 50% or 25%. So it drops it down to $1,500 a month for 1,000 cards. So now I'm $1.50 per card. And if you get into the 2,000 and 3,000, you get it down for $1 per house per month, right? And so it's just a math game. So average, it's about $1 per card twice a month, $2 per month per house, right? So that's average. And that's set it and forget it, hands off. I recommend that if you can afford it. If you need to lead with sweat equity in the beginning and not check equity, then that's okay. But for now, find out what you can afford, set it and forget it for a year, whether it's a Visa. This is how I started with a few of my clients. They just got a $12,000 Visa and put it out there, and it just comes off every month, and they keep chunking it down. And then when they get an escrow, pay the Visa off, right? And then when they get another escrow, Visa's paid off, launch another campaign on that Visa. And so it's just a math business. You'll have separate phone numbers. You'll have separate texts. Every house will get a separate text code. I'm going to show you if you can see this with my shared screen. So Randy Byrd, introducing Randy Byrd. This is the first card that went out. So it's like an introduction card, right? And homeinfo.chime.me is my personal website. They can get an instant valuation. And it's not emailing them a report. It's instant. 15 seconds, they'll have a valuation in their hands. And it's pretty accurate. All right. And then on the bottom, it says no hassle valuation for top dollar. On the back, you'll notice, and I probably can't show you this, but it says text BAQK to that phone number. When they do that, the system identifies that it's them and that house. It's Mr. and Mrs. Smith at 123 Banana Street, and it automatically has done a valuation for them. So it's just delivering it, right? And this valuation is always updating. And so all of a sudden they get an immediate valuation. And then I get a notice that, hey, somebody's asked for valuation, and you're going to get a Chime website with GeoFarm. Again, they should be paying me for this. I'll ask. But very, very cool system. So this is series 1 of a 1-year campaign that we're going to do. I'm really excited about it because it's kind of a crash and burn. I mean, I want it to be very successful. And as soon as we get that first deal and get even, then we're going to get the second deal, and we're going to ramp it up to another 1,000. And my focus is to get to 2, 3, 4, 5,000 postcards going out monthly in the next 12 to 24 months and have it all paid for. Pretty cool. This is how you can scale your real estate business. As a coach, this is one of the things that could add value to you. But many agents, probably 80 or 90% of the agents I've talked to about farms, they don't work. And then when I break down and ask the questions, they don't follow the simple system. So once again, I'm going to give you the simple system: 500 homes minimum, bi-weekly, twice a month delivery, a minimum of a 6% turnover in those 500 homes or more, and a minimum of a 1-year commitment. You might even want to consider 18 months, in my opinion, because in my experience, it's in that 5, 6, 7, 8 month range that you start getting activity. And then you get a listing. The farm sees your listing because it's in that same area. And then you get an open house and you invite everybody in your farm. And then you sell it. You do a just sold postcard to everybody in your farm. All this starts adding up to the value you bring as a realtor in that farm. All right. So this is my message. Again, this is the postcard that went out this time. It's the first one introducing Randy Byrd. I did it in North Albany. And I'm going to share real quick, what this kind of looks like. So as we're doing this map, I will share my screen here. As we're doing this map, you will just basically circle an area that you're interested in. Say, for instance, it's this area here. You're going to circle these 500 homes like I did. And then GeoFarm or title company will tell you the turnover rate for that area. And you might want to deliver 1, 2, or 3 of these areas to title companies so they can validate which one's better. And focus on the turnover rate, not how much you love the neighborhood or whatever. I did this. I've got 0 listings. I've had 0 sales. I've never even really been in most of these neighborhoods that I'm starting. So I'm truly starting this this journey at 0 momentum in that market. If you sold a couple of houses, that could be valuable for you. But I'm looking forward to continuing. I will let you know every couple of weeks what mailer went out. I will let you know what the response was. And so far we had 1,000 cards delivered this month.